It could be a new law meant to save you and your family's lives in a fire.
About 3,000 people die every year in house fires. Now, a new push to put a firefighter in every newly built home in the state. We're talking about residential sprinkler systems.
Tonight, 24-hour News 8's Joe LaFurgey on who wants them and why the building industry is fighting the idea.
The scars aren't all that noticeable, at least to the casual observer. But to Amy Acton, they're a reminder of the pain and frustration felt by burn patients.
I've been working in burn care for 25 years, and I'm a burn survivor myself. And I have seen the devastation that happens with home fires.
Now Acton has a new concern, best illustrated by this demonstration. On one side, a typical I-beam, the kind used in most homes for decades. On the other, newer, lightweight I-beams made of composite wood products. They're engineered to be less expensive, lighter weight, but much sturdier than the old style. But watch what happens when they're exposed to a flame. There's not as much to them, so they burn much faster, creating deadly smoke and weakening the path you may cross to escape your burning home.
It's astounding to me to learn that you have sometimes as little as 3 minutes to get out of your home. I have 2 children. I have animals. That's not much time to make sure everybody's out of your home.
But there is a way to put the fire out, or at the very least, slow it down. Acton, executive director of the Phoenix Society for Burn Survivors, is having her home retrofitted with a residential sprinkler system.
They're going to come up through the basement and then go through the ceiling.
It will be expensive, like any behind-the-wall renovation to a home, but Acton says it's worth every penny.
I don't know any parent that thought this would happen to them, to their child. So I think that we need to take action in our country about this fire problem. America has a fire problem.
You can see the fires rapidly growing up.
The effectiveness of the systems were demonstrated this weekend at a benefit for burn survivors at Fifth Third Ballpark. And now the state is considering putting a new rule into Michigan's Uniform Building Code requiring sprinkler systems in all newly built homes. The rules would not affect existing homes. Now, we want to give you a kind of under-the-rafters look at a typical system. This one is run off a municipal water supply. You can see where the water comes into the house. But before the line gets to the meter, it branches off. This is where the sprinkler system starts. It goes up the wall and into the floor joist. You can see one of the typical heads right there. Many of the residential systems are designed to conceal the sprinkler head behind these plates that break away when the room heats up. Only the heads near the fire activate.
If you're going to go with steel pipe, a house of this size, you're probably going to be around $1.50 to $2 a square foot would be the average.
Systems running off a well and other water sources could run the homeowner more, but however much it costs, Lee Kitson says it's too much to demand.
Sprinklers are okay as an option.
Kitson is a home builder and past president of the Greater Grand Rapids Home Builders Association. He's also part of a larger lobbying effort against mandatory residential sprinkler systems. Nationwide, the group has had some success in stopping similar issues in other states. Kitson says it's a mandate that could hurt an already struggling industry.
I'm not singling out sprinklers as the item that tips us over the edge, but it is one of a series of things that if we add them, we'll have no market.
Perhaps no surprise is that firefighters are behind the mandate. Part of their support is based on your safety, part on firefighter safety. Remember those burning I-beams? Well, about the time they fail is about the time a fire crew may be battling flames on the floor above.
He could literally fall into the middle of a fire.
Firefighters admit most fatal fires tend to occur in older homes, which would not be affected by the new rule. Even so, consider what happened in Scottsdale, Arizona, one of the first communities in the nation to require sprinklers. In the first 15 years, the number of fire fatalities in that city dropped by 50%. 13 lives were saved as a direct result of their sprinkler ordinance.
We know the technology's out there to save lives. We'd be remiss in our duties if we didn't push this issue to make sure that it happens.
But critics say the mandate is just one more step down a long path that has no end in sight.
If you want to eliminate falls on stairs, well, you could require elevators. We can't do everything that we could do. You'll have a house that nobody can afford.
In Grand Rapids, Joe LaFurgey, 24-Hour News 8.